the fighting happens, and then these wheat fields here, typically both teams will just sort of leave, one person in the center there, and then one person over there, or maybe two, and then just kind of as a holding person force, just to make it so that the other team can't run through that open field and come sweep behind them. But not a lot of activity in that wide open grass field as you might expect. So it's a pretty concentrated space for the fighting in this particular point. Did the truck get stuck or something? I really don't know what happened, Diego. That's a good question. A couple of map flips. Didn't seem like it was right to go. Yeah, I don't really know. But we're about to get started here, and I'm going to make sure the timer is ready. And we're going to get started here in 10 seconds. Oh, and my thing paused. All right, well, that timer is just going to have to be a little off. All right. We are off now. Both teams are heading out to the battlefield. Let's see. Here we go. The blue dots versus the orange dots. We'll just keep it as a bird's eye view for now. And we'll zoom in here once this gets a little closer. And obviously the points at half cap. Started at half cap, so it was a fair battle. Esprit de Corps with the early lead. Not sure what's going on with that, as both teams should have equal pressure here, unless somebody dropped early to an MG, which is likely what happened. Okay, we've got VLK is opting for a... This is interesting. VLK is opting for two machine guns, two of their three machine guns, in almost the exact same point. That is, I've never seen that before. And as I mentioned before, as you can see, not a lot of fighting on the right side of the map, more for Esprit than VLK. VLK is getting into that strong point, and Butters is leading the way for Esprit de Corps. He goes down to Golem. Clownface using smoke to his advantage, running through. And I didn't catch yet where those OPs are at. We'll see those momentarily. Esprit de Corps looks to be in very good control of the strong point here. VLK is all but vanished here on this opener. We've got D-Word coming in. He's a squad lead. I'm curious where his outpost is. I'm going to guess it's conservative, because normally you'd see it right there where he is. I'm not sure if he just died beforehand on the last one and didn't set it up. He's bandaging right now. This is very bizarre. I've not seen teams elect not to put an OP right where D-Word is before. That's a really good spot for one. I don't know why VLK isn't using it. And if you didn't notice, Esprit de Corps got the cap. It doesn't have the same dramatic effect because it was half capped beforehand. Raptor in there trying to make a play. Let's see what's going on with Raptor. Raptor's got the STG, and just as a reminder, teams cannot use satchels, so it's really just the STG that he's got and the grenades. And no AP mines either. Man, he is in the thick of it. Is he getting any help? Okay, Ebo takes down Golem and Biker. I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering how you pronounce your name. All right, Ebo goes down. Still no OP on that back line. Let's see if D-Word decides to rectify that. It's a pretty significant advantage to have an OP over there. All right, we're hearing it. More MGs here. Still two MGs by VLK right there. Okay, let's zoom in here. Sorry for the quick camera move. I just want to get over there quickly. See if they're both shooting the same angle. So VLK, no, they're not. Okay. Well, that's very interesting. This particular MG right here, is he? Yeah, okay, they're both having a little cap pressure, but it's all soft pressure. All right, Esprit de Corps is looking pretty dominant here. Okay, so there's the OP. It's a little further back. Not a lot going on the flanks. Esprit seems to be holding this. Scabsuka's moving up. VLK is in significant danger of getting boxed out here. If they allow Scheller, Scab, and Ziggy to take this position, this this OP right over here, as you're seeing in the center of the screen, is going to will go down quickly after that. Scav takes down a couple. Is in an open field in a very vulnerable position. Not sure he's got much else he can do here. Don't think he's going to survive, but we shall see. Okay, he's got reinforcements. Yep, Scav takes... Oh, they trade. He trades with Scav. Okay, Sheller's holding for now. Sheller's going to get overwhelmed by D-Word, Golem, and we're just going to call him Fedge Kirk. How about that? You can DM me later and tell me how to pronounce your name. My apologies. Looks like things are staying pretty even here. VLK was able to defend that territory, which is good news for them. Supreme Core still in solid control. Interesting, it looks like VLK is committing more resources over on this western side here, but isn't able to convert that into territory gain. That's actually a little even now that I look at that. Maybe we were just looking at an imbalance based on who was waiting on the spawn timer. Alright, let's zoom out here and get a sense of how things are going, big picture-wise. VLK committing quite a bit more on the flank here, on the eastern edge. Fear Not, with a machine gun and Pollo Loco as AT, probably all that's really standing in their way. Evo Platypus with a rocket. Not sure if he had an OP target or was just hoping to get lucky there. Scavsuka, Clown, Evo, Butters, and Mac all pushing up. Okay, we're in critical territory here for that central OP, which you absolutely have to control this area if you want any chance of recapping this. Okay, that grenade was pretty close to the OP. I didn't see the puff of smoke that would indicate that it went down. No, that OP's still up. There it goes. It got taken out. It got one spawn wave blast left on it, but it... Oh, and D-Word goes down. Okay, D-Word's going to have to go back at the garrison. This is going to be a critical opportunity and window for Esprit de Corps to move up, and you can see they're taking advantage of it. They're clearly communicating about the OP is down, so they are using this time to take territory. Raptors is still up. He's the only thing in here that could hold this, but this is a big ask of one player, and Mac takes him out. Esprit de Corps has a window here. We're going to zoom out and watch them take some ground, potentially, unless they're content simply to hold that hedge line. Shaka Zulu, Chris JT, and Taka making progress over on the west. VLK is looking pretty empty over there. I'm guessing they still have an OP in that area and will reinforce it shortly. Okay, yeah, OP pops up right next to Shaka, or someone popped up, so I'm guessing there was a spawn there. Haven't seen it go down yet. Perhaps we just missed it. Alright, let's see. Let's zoom back out and see where they're coming from. That's two full squads coming off of Garrison. So yeah, both OPs, both the central and the west OP for VLK are knocked out. And let's take a look here at... Okay, Esprit has marked an OP. Let's see how this eastern squad for VLK is doing. Facing Scavsuka and a rocket, which... Let's see if there's still an OP over there. Scavsuka's moving in. If that rocket didn't already get it, Scav might. Takes down S7 Kate. No, sorry. Martin is suppressing the hell out of Scavsuka. He's moving up undeterred. Scavsuka takes down the MG. Okay, so the garrison for VLK on this side is right over here. And that is not the place you want to spawn at this point. So I'm going to guess that Esprit is going to leave maybe one person over here. And all of the fighting at this point, or the vast majority, will be on the west. So let's head over there to go check it out. Oh, Pollo Loco with a brutal rocket. Oh, and he sees that MG who's going to go down shortly, I'm sure. Okay, does he catch that massive spawn wave on his left? Nope, Pollo gets blindsided. Sheller's up there on his own. He's a squad leader. Is he going to opt to put his OP forward, or is he just going to take some pot shots? I would think he probably would not risk putting his OP that far forward. I'm not sure that that's necessary. given that Esprit de Corps is in pretty dominant control here. Scheller takes down Benny. Oh, and to my surprise, VLK is still opting to have one of his squads hold that eastern edge. Noctis goes down to a rocket. Fisk over there. Good rocket, Fisk. VLK doing what they can, trying to throw some smokes in advance. That's really all that's available to you at this point, because they're getting dangerously close to being fully boxed out. I call this like a 90% box out, since they're not quite confined to just the garrisons yet. They're getting very close. Let's see here, we got Shaka Zulu holding the flank. Interesting to see that we still got Fear Not and Clown Face playing so far back for Esprit de Corps. Not sure what they're doing back there at this point. There's not much they can shoot from that position. So we've got ourselves basically a 16 versus 18. VLK was able to use some smoke to their advantage and actually took some ground here. They're regaining a little territory. Gollum pushes up. He's going to face off against Scavsuka soon here. Scheller went down. He was holding that little building. You can see his remnants. Gollum goes down. Rockets coming in. It's a good rocket, but didn't quite connect. It's Pollo Loco. Shaka Zulu here about to get flanked. He's not careful by Shadow. Shadow takes him down. Good play by Shadow and Sandieri. They're going to take full advantage of that opening. VLK launches some rockets through the smoke, hoping to get lucky. Excel holding the point here. Esprit de Corps getting pushed back. VLK taking some territory with some 3 rockets in a row. I'm not sure any of those hit anyone though. But hey, you know what? It looked cool, and that's really all that matters, right? Another rocket falls short. Seeing players run up from far back on the Esprit de Corps side, which tells me that they are playing it safe with outposts and opting to take a run rather than push forward and go all in on a box out strategy. VLK wisely, I think, is applying the majority of their pressure here to the western side. These wheat fields, it's a lot more possible to make ground here than it is in the open grounds on the east. Even just a small holding force out there on that map edge. See who comes out on top here with Patronus, Gideon versus Excel and Shaka. Do they hear each other? Shaka takes down Shadow. Someone else got Patronus. Could have been Ziggy or Chris. Clear. Sounds like Shaka hears Gideon. Gideon hears him. Shaka comes out on top. Shaka takes out Larry. Benny's down. Alright. Do Excel and Shaka know how much of a window they have? They could take some ground here. Reestablish their footing. Shaka gets aggressive. And Excel is running the other way. He's going to put an OP up, I bet. Yeah, waiting for that timer. Alright, Esprit believes there's an OP out here. Shaka takes down Shadow. Oh, they are definitely correct. Shaka gets the OP. Sandri is still alive. Is he going to try and rebuild? Okay, for a second there it looked like he was pulling out a stopwatch, which would not be wise. With Shaka still there. Okay, grenade over the top by Gideon. Is that enough to take out Shaka? That's probably going to be a little too far away to kill Shaka. It might have wounded him, though. Sandri's coming around. Shaka's prone. Oh, I believe Shaka has his bandage out. Oh, Sandri pulls back. He could have had him. He didn't know, though. Shaka remains alive. Let's see if he throws a nade over the top. Chris JT takes someone out on him. Esprit de Corps is pushing up. So we get. Looks like we got a outpost rebuilt. Yep, we did. Okay, so they're not out of the fight yet, but they are pushed back a little bit. Hitman Alex with some serious carnage over here. Gideon is standing. The only thing standing in their way. Not anymore. Does Esprit know they have an opening? All right, 2 guys come in, including 1 MG. He's gonna have a little tough time in this close quarters environment. There he goes down. Grenade goes over the top. That's probably going to be enough to wound Shaka. Nope, he's running through. Shaka stays alive. Those grenades are going to start getting them eventually. Oh, Hitman Alex, a massacre. Oh, that rocket doesn't do anything. Knife Hero shows up on the scene. Oh, a little too far. They marked the OP a little too off. A flamethrower. Who is this hero? Oh, I love it. I love it. Hey, it didn't work, but it was a great idea. Knife Hero. Okay, we got Benny, who's a medic. His Patronus back up. Oh, Knife Hero goes down. Oh, Benny goes down. Patronus the only one he's going to save, and that OP went down in that frenzy. Oh, that was quite entertaining. Well done, gentlemen. Well done. And now, after it's all said and done, it's a 1v1. Shaka Zulu, first Patronus, and Shaka Zulu goes down. Rest in peace, Shaka. Rest in peace. All right, well, VLK is going to be back at the garrison spawn. And Esprit de Corps is going to be walking back up as well from the open. All right, let's head on over to the eastern side of the map and see what's going on over on this way, this side of things. Pollo Loco is in a 3v1, and he trades with a rocket. Got another medic. You don't see too many medics, just in general, but certainly not in comp. Clown Face takes down Magic. And just as a reminder here, neither team is able to take out the other team's garrisons, so there's a limit to what can be done here. If one team were to take out another team's garrison, that's an automatic forfeit, and the team on the receiving end of that gets an automatic W. Clown Face playing it slow. Smart, he's the only one up here, so Fear Not, I'm guessing, just drew the short straw on the assignment and just has to hang out unless he can see something. I can't see. Let's just take a look at what he can see there with the MG. Oh, interesting. All right. Oh, that was a good rocket. Not quite enough, but all right. So he's able to hold down those infantry coming off that garrison, at least suppressing them. I can understand why they're here now. Okay, that's clever. Oh, 2 rockets. 0 for 2, though. But clearly, Fear Not's having an effect, or they wouldn't be wasting their time with those long shot rockets. All right, let's check back in with our friends over in the wheat field here on this this western side. Are they on opposite sides of the strip? No, they're right next to each other. Okay, so we've got ourselves a little, they don't see each other. Okay. There we go. Hitman finally noticed. Oh, that was funny. Hitman's running away. Maybe he's got a heal. Survives a grenade. He's gonna get overwhelmed soon if he's not. Okay, if he's healing. No, he's not. He's got his rifle out. His goes down. Hitman's taking up residence in that bush. Sandiari's holding for him. Sandiari does not come out on top on that one. Raptor looking to make a statement here. Get some vengeance. Takes out Knife Hero. Does he know that there's 2 of them, though? Hitman Alex is waiting for him. I think Raptor's going to go down. He's looking too far right. Oh, Hitman Alex isn't watching. Oh, now he is. And they trade. All right, Larry comes up with a machine gun, making a statement. suppressing. Oh, he takes down Shaka with that MG. Suppressing and moving up. His buddies need to push up here quickly to help him out. Excel takes out, who is that? Can't see the name. Trifid. Larry didn't look to his right, unfortunately, and Excel makes him pay for it. Got 2 SLs over here. Let's see what we've got in terms of outposts. We have one going up over here. Is that why this squad leader's hanging out here? Nope. Got 1 outpost here. I don't see any others. Oh, well made. Probably came out from Chris, who quickly goes the way of the dodo. And not much change around this central building here. And for those keeping an eye on the clock here, we've got about 10 minutes left to play. The match is about 2/3 over. And just as a reminder, we've got another one coming up after this. This is a doubleheader, same teams. Going to face off. We're going to switch sides here. And we'll see how that goes. Right now, it looks like it would be all but miracle territory required for VLK to come back. Unfortunately, it's just so hard. At the point of getting boxed out in this, let's see if that's why they get a OP out. No, it's a bummer. At the point of getting boxed out, it stops really being about the talent of the teams so much in this format. I mean, of course that matters, but you know, even the best teams, once you're boxed out, it's just almost downright impossible to get out of that situation. So much planning and effort goes in to the opening moments of this particular game mode, because if you get boxed out, it's basically over. So I feel for VLK. I've been on both sides of this before as a player, and certainly casted quite a few 18 versus 18s where I've seen that happen, and it's just a little bit of a slog. Obviously more fun to be on the boxing out team than the boxed out team, but still not particularly exciting gameplay because there's not a lot of real threat to the point or the objective. Clownface and Poyo looking to make a move. But as I mentioned here earlier when we were over on the side of the map, taking a look at things, you can't take down the garrisons, and so clearly over by Fiskenzi there's an outpost. So even if Clown and Poyo or whoever else joins them manage to get that outpost, which I'm sure they're trying to do, all they're really doing is setting them back just a little bit because the garrison is right over there. Sorry for that quick zoom. So you can't really fully eliminate a team from a position at this point, because those garrisons are protected. So really just a game of a couple of meters here. Clownface takes down Raven. Pollo Loco doing the open field run. That's gutsy. Pollo is somehow still alive. That's us. Let's say remarkable. All right, MG is keeping Fiskenzi down. Pollo Loco comes up. It's 4v1, now 3v1. All right, outpost is a little further back there. Okay, Majid goes down. Pollo Loco might. Okay, it's a 1v1 now. Pollo just needs to take down Martin, which he does. Does he know that he's free enough to move up? I believe the outpost is right ahead of him. It is. He's spotted it. Okay, I'm guessing we're going to see a rocket or grenade shortly. He's going to take out that OP. He does. Was it just me, or the way that that rocket was positioned on his player model kind of looked like he was about to rocket himself in the wall? I thought we were about to see a tragedy play out there. Anyways, well done to Pollo Loco. Sandieri, who looks like to be the squad lead on this side, is going to try and make it up this edge. I'm not sure that's the place I put my OP. We'll see what he's doing, though. Does he have a stopwatch on? Does he? No. No, he's not going to put his OP in an open field. He was thinking about it, though. Okay, he's going to try and make a run. I like this play. This is clever. Oh, come on. Lay down, buddy. Lay down. They don't see you. They don't see you. Play it slow and patient. Noctis and Clown completely unaware. Oh, this is smart. Sandieri, 200 IQ play. Using the Deflade to his advantage. Now, this could end in tragedy if Pollo and Noctis turn around. But if he can hide that OP and the people spawning off of it can just lay down and fan out a little bit, then they've just pulled off a hell of a coup. Okay, looks like he's healing. There goes the OP, just placed it down. I love this. This is a great play. Well done, Sandieri. Hats off. Sandieri opts to guard the OP for now. That's probably a smart play. Okay, he's moving off. Can see the case for that too. You don't want to draw attention to it. If this works, I'm going to lose my mind. 5 minutes left to play. VLK has got to do dramatic stuff. Got to do something dramatic here because time is of the essence. All right, we only have 2 spawns on that. And as a reminder, you can't swap between squads. So it's 3 squads of 6. You can't like a 10-man OP or overload an OP or whatever terminology you use. They're fixed. So one OP has a hard cap on how many people it can take. Oh my gosh, Sandieri, you hero. Look at this. Patronus coming up. Fear not, can't see him. All right. Larry's moved up. Okay, that MG there, not crazy about it because it's letting Esprit de Corps know that they're behind him. Sandieri comes around here. He's probably going to look for another OP down here. Well, Patronus looks to take out the MG. He just built that OP probably 30, 40 seconds ago, so he's going to have a little bit of time to wait before his outpost is buildable again. So he's just going to have to hang tight. Patronus takes out Fear Not. Okay, if I'm Fear Not, I'd be yelling like crazy that they got behind me. Hopefully Patronus was smart and used his rifle so that it wasn't quite as clear where that shot came from versus a melee, which would make it extremely obvious that it was right there. All right, so we're looking at the center of the screen right there. There's the outpost for Esprit de Corps. They cannot afford to lose that because now VLK is making a significant threat here. Now, they still have to push up, but the fact that the OP is where it is, and I believe we're going to see it repositioned here in a matter of seconds, means that they are actually in a very decent position to take this point because Spree is going to have to pull players off of those wheat fields out where Shaka Zulu is there in that center of the field in order to respond once VLK starts spawning people here. Now, there's not a lot of time. That's the biggest thing working against VLK. All right, Sandra got the OP up by that 88 over there. We shouldn't see anyone spawning at the garrison up by Clown anymore. Here we go. Big spawn wave coming in. Okay, Espree's figured it out. Okay, they spawned back at the garrison. That was clever. Fear Not and Butters are saving it here. This could have gone sideways real quick for Esprit. It still could, but they've figured out that there's an OP there. They're marking it, at least in the vicinity. And Esprit is starting to respond. You can see Scheller and Mac. This is what I mentioned was going to happen earlier, that squads were going to start coming over. We got 2 squad leaders coming over. Rockets, Evo just trying. They don't know exactly where it is, so he's throwing something up and seeing what sticks. Okay, another spawn wave coming in. Fear Not's got his MG set up, though. And here comes Noctis, Siggy, and Butters, and Scheller. Esprit de Corps is in full-on, I won't say panic mode, but they are not taking this threat lightly. We'll just say they are in full-on response mode. How about that? And Pollo Loco is coming in and looks as if this effort is unfortunately going to fall short. Yep, that rocket takes out the OP, and that's going to be it. Pollo Loco mops up what's left. Clutch play by Pollo, and we've got 1:45 seconds left on the clock here, and I'm going to go ahead and just say that is probably GG. Can't really see anything else coming up here. Just so that you're aware, if you're not familiar with how the game mechanics work here, if at the end of 30 minutes neither team has full control of the point, there is an overtime mechanic built into this tournament where the game will continue until one side gets full control, regardless of how long that takes, and then the game will end once a team gains full control. That's not a realistic scenario here, as Esprit de Corps has maintained full control. I want to just say hats off to VLK, though. That play on the flank was brilliant. Unfortunately, it didn't work, but that was really good. That was really good, and it was very fun to watch, just purely from a caster's perspective. And then, as I mentioned before, but just in case you're joining us late here, or maybe we're tuned out, we've got a doubleheader coming up here. So we've got another one in just a couple of minutes. The teams will flip. They'll set up the garrisons. Likely have a map flip here. I would guess probably about 10 minutes, and then we'll start another one with the sides flipped. So stick around here if you want to watch more 18 versus 18 gameplay. Esprit de Corps versus VLK. And my timer's a little bit late. The match will end at exactly 45. One last rocket, just for kicks from VLK. Comes up short. Well, hats off to both teams. This was well played. This was fun to watch. I certainly enjoyed that. And that's GG for round 1 of 2. And we'll see if they're going to do a map flip here. All right. And let's take a look here at the stats. Looks like Able Squad from Esprit de Corps, the most combat effectiveness. And unfortunately, can't see the squad breakdown because the game isn't... The game itself, the match is over, but because it's... the timer for the actual game hasn't ended, I can't see all the breakdowns, so you can just get a quick scope of who did what. And they are going to switch sides and just use this. They're not going to do a map flip. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. And I appreciate that because the garrisons are already built, so that actually will speed up our transition process significantly. So it should actually just be a couple of minutes rather than 10 minutes, which is good news. For all of us who don't like sitting and staring at the starting soon screen on my stream with my elevator music. All right, let's switch teams here. And we'll form a locked armor squad.
Okay.
Okay.
And back into it we go. I wonder if the referees will switch too. Now, while we're waiting here, I'm curious your thoughts. Feel free to put it in the chat if you have an opinion on this. If you feel like one of these sides is particularly stronger than the other in terms of Axis or allies on this point. I feel like they both have their distinct advantages. Obviously, Axis weaponry with the STG is great. Is that enough, though, to say Axis favored? I don't know. In some ways, I think the Axis has a little bit of an advantage on this side because they've got all this cover that they can move up on their side, where you can't get boxed out on this western side nearly as much as you could, say, if you're on the allies and the other team opens you up on this field right here. Although I've seen teams get pushed back basically to the radar dish before, and that's just as brutal. So my sense is this is actually a pretty even point. And I know that the tournament intentionally tries to pick points that are even, or as even as possible. Obviously, it's not perfectly symmetrical, but within reason. Let's see. Got to get a half cap going again here. While we're doing this, let me reset my timer. One second. Oh. I'm hoping that means he needs a second, not this starts in a second. Not quite ready for it. 35 start. All right, so we do have a little time to kill here. That's just fine. What do we want to go eavesdrop on their conversations? See if they're using proxy chat. Not much going on over here. You know what? Since I'm on the Esprit side, let's go do a little live battlefield interview. It's a spooky ghost. Say hi to the stream, boys.
Hey, the ghost of General Heath
Hello.
with us.
Everyone wave. Good luck, guys. Good job last time. Gonna go say hi to the other squads. And I'm off. Alright, let's go have some fun with these guys over here. Hey guys, say hi to the stream.
No. Get away from me, dog.
It's a spooky ghost. Woo, bye-bye. I don't know why I get such a kick out of that, but I do. So I was seeing in the chat they're going to rebuild the garrisons. I'm not sure what's up with that. VLK didn't like the garrison position that Spree had or something. I thought they were prefixed. I know there was a lot of flexibility on that. Maybe there's a couple of options you can choose from. I genuinely don't know. I am actually kind of curious. If anybody knows, familiar with the garrison rules, please let me know in the chat. And if you're just joining us, we're starting up round 2 here in about 3 minutes, and Esprit de Corps won in fairly commanding fashion on the first match, although VLK almost pulled off a great play. In fact, I want to specifically shout out again. I don't know if it's Sandary. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, because that was just a great play to get his OP up across the field and to try a little, almost like an airhead, a little. Come from behind ninja OP, as we'll say. It didn't work, but it was still a great play, and it was very it was plausible. It could have worked. Esprit de Corps responded really well, but I was kind of rooting for him. I'm not gonna lie. I I wanted to see a little sneaky attack on the strong point from behind. That would have been fun to watch. That would have been fun to watch. Well, garrisons are built. I guess they're just waiting for the timer based on the agreed start time. It looks like they're all ready. Caps perfectly at half. Let's see what the allocation is of squads here. I'm going to guess 1 squad here for VLK and then 2 on the western side. Yeah, I got 1 squad here, and it looks like a little denser here. That's what I would expect. Now, VLK on the previous match did 2 machine guns basically in the same position, which I have not seen before. I thought that was quite curious. I'll be interested to see if they do that again or if that was just side specific. Now, for those who haven't played in this tournament before, this match format before, teams do a significant amount of research about where to place their OP, or excuse me, their OPs, but where they place their MGs as MGs are the best area denial tool you've got without tanks are already present, or bombing runs or anything like that. So MGs play a pretty significant role. They always do, but even more so in the 18 versus 18. All right, we're going to get started here in about 45 seconds, and we'll be off for another 30-minute match, the second of two. Feel free to put your predictions in the chat. I'm going to say Esprit de Corps remains a strong favorite, but VLK put up a good fight. So we'll see if the side switching has any impacts on the outcome. I think regardless, we're going to have a good match. These teams definitely put on a good show for us. All right, let's get that timer ready here. And we're going to get started here in just 1 second. All right, and we're off to the races. Do we see the opening rockets? Not yet. Teams are waiting. Excel just holding. Okay, now it keeps running. Not sure what's going on with that there. That rocket was way short. Oh, that was close. Didn't come up with any results, but that was a good rocket. All right, we got another one out and a little over by Pollo. Both rockets miss. I've casted a lot of these matches. I'm trying to think if I have ever seen an opening rocket connect. Obviously, it's worth trying, but doesn't seem to be successful too much. All right, so VLK looks like they got to the strong point a little quicker, but Esprit de Corps is winning the cap race here. Well, the cap is leading the cap. Fear Not goes down early, so Esprit de Corps without an MG. Oh, Free the Chickens is up. Okay, so Esprit de Corps with 2 MGs on that side, so not without an MG on that flank. And let's get into the battle here. Esprit de Corps about halfway. Remember, it started at half cap, so 25% of normal cap is halfway at this point. 3/4 total. All right, Esprit de Corps is looking like they're going to take this, although VLK comes back and says not so quick, and it just flashed there for a second. That rocket misses Evo. Excel pushing in. He takes down Larry. Taka and Scav are up. Golem goes down. Taka goes down. And Esprit is almost got this, but they don't have as much control over the front side of that strong point as they did a second ago. And Esprit gets the cap. And D-Word is falling back to build his outpost again. And let's see what we have behind us. Anything from VLK? Sorry for the awkward camera movement there. Nope. Okay. So D-Word building an OP. We've got S7K8 over there for a squad lead. And I'm looking for where that other squad lead is for VLK. They should have a third squad lead on the board. I don't see. All right, there he comes. Who is it? Oh, Sandari. We know that. All right. That is more than one squad worth coming off a garrison early. That is not good. Shock is already up to the plane. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not good. Oh, this has got all the makings of a nasty box out. VLK has mere seconds to push up and take territory, and needs to really hope that Esprit doesn't realize what kind of position they have here and not maximize it. Otherwise, we're in for a slog here. Shock is already pushing up and off the plane. Yeah, no, Esprit figured it out. VLK's pushing up a little bit, though. This is going to be a critical couple of moments here. If VLK can take down Knife Hero, they've got, okay, off to a good start, but they need Hitman, Alex, Chris JT, and Excel to go down. D-Word takes out Scav. Push Up takes out Scheller. Impressive. But Esprit really just has this whole field on lockdown. Doesn't take much to hold down an open field like that. D-Word getting into the strong point and getting a little cap pressure. Taka and Lost are coming up here. They're going to react to that. Is that enough to pull Shaka or Hitman Alex back, or do they stay forward? D-Word right now basically just needs to stay alive and let the other guys come up to him. I'm not sure that pushing forward and taking ground is the play I would go for right there, given that he's so far forward of his other buddies. Did we just watch a team kill? Am I crazy, or did Raptor just kill his teammate? Pretty sure that's what just happened. He's gonna be hearing about that one afterwards in the locker room. Alright, D-Word's holding Scheller. Does he know he's there, or is he just running up there? We're gonna have ourselves a little close quarters battle here. Scheller doesn't seem to know. Oh, he figures it out real quick. Alright, D-Word goes down. Scheller has eliminated the threat. And let's get a little closer. Gollum goes down. Based on the number of people in the upper left of the screen, it looks like there's either going to be an OP back there, or maybe still coming up from the garrison. Let's try and find these outposts here. Alright, so D-Word's got his outpost here in the wheat field. We saw him come off of that. Let's spot that so we have that for reference. Looking at it right there on the center of the screen. Let's see where these other outposts are at. Alright, there's the other one. Pretty close to each other. Not quite at box out yet, but it's getting close to it. VLK managing to hold on and prevent the full box out. Once you get in that position, there's basically no coming back, so it's a do or die. Okay, VLK got some spawn waves in that are well timed. Happen to be sort of overlapping well, which is good. They need those numbers to push up. This is promising. Larry goes down. That rocket was aimed at from Gideon. Not sure why they aren't pushing up. They just seem to be kind of... Oh, that was a brutal three-piece rocket from Evo. It just seems like the VLK players are just kind of content to hold that that little trench there, or that little entrenchment, or whatever you want to call it, hole area. Dug-in spot. I don't know. Anyways, wherever D-Word's hanging out. Not sure why they didn't move up there. That was a critical moment to take some ground. And they did not utilize it, unfortunately. And we've got 3 S3 players on this glider. Does Knife Hero decide to... If Knife Hero were to run across the road, he could probably get that OP by proxy. He doesn't know it's there. There's a lot of shooting going on next to him. Not sure why he's not turning to the right. I think they mistakenly believe that there's going to be an outpost over here. There's not. Now, if they pull around here, Shaka and Knife, they could wrap, but for now, they're just not really doing much. Alright, outpost has been marked. That actually kind of split the difference between the 2 outposts. Okay, we've got a Raptor coming off a garrison. Maybe they lost an outpost. Raptor takes down Shaka. Knife Hero takes down Raptor. Chris was pretty close to that outpost. Did he get it? Well, looks like there's only 1 outpost left, so I'm going to go ahead and say he got it. Unless both have moved to the wheat field. You can see 1 outpost right there. Excel takes it out. Alright, we're going to get a full box out here real soon. Benny goes down, or Gideon goes down, Benny's shown to follow. Is Excel going to knife him? Oh my gosh, Excel, you bully. We saw that, Excel. We saw that. You just knifed a medic. Folks, this is going to be Exhibit A at The Hague for a war crime. Excel knifed a medic. You all saw it. I guess technically he shoveled him. Excel, his takes you out. I'm not going to say that wasn't deserved. His goes down. All right, so let's see here. We're going to have a big spawn wave on this garrison momentarily because that's all that's going to be left over here. Yeah, here we go. All right. Oh, D-Words is up there. I'm wondering if he's got a... Maybe there's 1 OP over there that we missed. Came in from somewhere over here. D-Word goes down. I'm not seeing the outpost. Okay, someone's coming in from right there. There's got to be an outpost. Oh, there it is. Center of the screen. All right, sorry for that quick camera movement. Just wanted to locate that. Oh, and there's an spree machine gun spraying right over it. So as soon as they come off of it, they get killed, or at least suppressed. Oh, that grenade was so close to that outpost. It's not looking good here. Oh, the squad leader goes down before he can get another outpost up. So that I think actually was D-Word's outpost. It's already there. So it's probably Sandry who we're looking for a new outpost. Where's he off to put it? I think we're looking at it right here. Yep, we are. Okay. It's for another position. I think that's probably smart. I'll have those so bunched up. Raptor with a brutal close quarters rocket. Nicely done. And VLK, despite that tenuous moment there, has reclaimed some territory. Last time they made it up here, they just kind of held. And see if they're electing to do that. They've got to play more aggressive if they want to take the point. Okay, I like that Steve-Word and Benny both pushing forward. Gideon up there. They are not making the same mistake twice. They are pushing up to take some ground, which is what you've got to do, and they are already seeing a little reward. We saw the point started to flash there a little bit. Starting to make some cap pressure. This is impressive. Good play by VLK. Grenades, a factor here, both smoke and frag. Just going off left and right. Shadow comes around the corner. Shavsuka makes him pay for it. I don't think he ADS down that corner. I think he sprinted that. Okay. Trifid does the same thing. We're going to use this as a clinic for why you do not sprint corners in Hell Let Loose or any first-person shooter, and certainly not in comp. You will get punished for that over and over and over. You've got to ADS your corners, especially in a strong point like that where you can have basically a 99% chance that someone's going to be there watching. That is a double wasted opportunity there. Chris JT making a play deep into the line here. Takes down Patronus. Ooh, gets the SL. Chris is bandaging. He's wounded. Rocket right through the door of the glider here. Chris can't see. Is he out for a grenade, or is he going to hold? What's his play here? He's got the STG. He could take them all out if he wanted to. Oh, 2 out of 3. Not bad. I don't know that they know where he is. Chris putting the team on his back right here. He gets the medic. Oh, and he gets Sandra. Oh my gosh, Chris, you are just going off. Props to Chris here. It'll be tough to see that through the smoke for both of them. But VLK definitely knows they've got a player here, I'm sure. Why grenades haven't been used here. Seems like an obvious answer to your solution, or obvious solution to your problem here. All right, Patronus finally gets Chris, but Chris held off long enough that Lost, Shaka, Hitman, and Knife here are all pushed up. That occupied the whole squad. And I'm going to go ahead and guess that while we were paying attention to that the Wheatfield OP got taken out. Do we still have that outpost here? Yep, we do. Okay. That outpost is still up. Benny's coming in. It's pistol medic. Just a very interesting choice. You know, when you only have 18 players, having one of your players, even just one of them, only have a pistol, all infantry combat, I'm not really sure that the medic's ability to res players is worth that sacrifice. There's just no way you can be combat effective with a pistol in a situation like this. I'm sure there's a case to be made that maybe you get a squad leader up who gets an OP, but that's so niche. So unlikely compared to the benefit you could certainly offer if you had a proper rifle. Rocket goes out from Raptor, who's had some bangers at rockets today. Both those come up empty, though. And looks like we might have another OP build up here. We've got a little bit of a back and forth, just keeps happening over this wheat field. Neither team able to really take and hold it for long. Yep, so he does have his outpost up, but he's alone. He is within grenade range. I feel like I made that happen before. Do you feel like that happens sometimes? I think we call that manifesting. Sorry, bud. That outpost goes down. Alright, let's zoom back up here. Let's see what we see. Patronus is getting past. You know, we've spent a lot of time on this wheat field. Let's see what's going on over on this side of things. Give these guys a little bit of the moment of glory. Let's see where the outpost is. I think Raptor just took that outpost down there. Maybe he took the garrison. Esprit de Corps with quite a bit of player weight over here in terms of how they're spreading it out. Oh, that's because they're responding to VLK or vice versa. So here's the bird's eye view here. It's just the whole battlefield you're looking at. I believe it's all battlefield, yep. As you can see, with 14 and a half minutes left to play, Esprit de Corps in very strong control of the point. Oh, and VLK is pushed back to the garrison here. Oh, they're getting shot off the garrison. Oh, we've got ourselves a complete box out here. If Esprit manages to make it across this field, this garrison would be totally unusable. I'm not seeing anyone on VLK spawning on an OP. Looks like they are down to garrisons entirely. And probably going to opt to not use this garrison here closest to us, the one that's got MG spray coming right over it, because that's just not really feasible. And, oh, I stand corrected. Okay. Esprit de Corps did not utilize that moment and push across that field. They could have. And VLK back on the board. You know, maybe the worst part about the garrisons isn't the positioning, it's the timing of the spawns. That 40-second spawn timer, you saw that just basically left them with almost no one on the map for a couple of seconds there. And Esprit is not got a lot to respond to this. Fear Not goes down. That was the MG. And VLK does have a little bit of a window to maybe make it across here, but that's another medic. Yeah, it's a tall order. I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, it was a good try, that rocket. Didn't quite connect with Noctis, but certainly gave him a nice haircut. I'm sure he has brown pants on now. Clown face goes down. All that smoke has evaporated. And here comes a couple more VLK players. But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I mean, just count the number of blue dots to orange dots here. You know, that's the real pain of coming off garrisons in this game mode. You know, almost at this point, it would make sense for squad leaders to build their outposts right next to the garrison. You know, a rocket's not going to take it out because no player is going to make the risk of a rocket on an outpost right next to a garrison and risk the DQ, and you can cut down the spawn timer. And just as a reminder, Esprit de Corps cannot go past this line here, so they are basically pushed up to where they can go. Scheller and Chris and Shaka are basically just holding the line. They know the rules. They're within bounds, but they can't go any further. Whereas, obviously, the VLK players can play back here. And the inverse is true should the situation be reversed on the Esprit de Corps side of things. All right, while we were away, quite a play developing here by VLK. Trying to make it across. A lot of smoke here. Noctis and Fear Not are dead. Ziggy and Mac and Butters remain to try to push this advance back. Quite a few players coming through the open field here, but their smokes are not in front of them anymore. And that might be the end of this. I think it'd be pretty bad. Well, 3 go down. There's 3 more up there. Another one goes down. Okay, we do have a squad leader who made it across, but Pollo Loco's getting up there, so... And Mac, so even if an outpost goes there, it'll get proxy destroyed. The smart play for Pollo here, well, I shouldn't say smart. The lucky play, because he's not going to know it's an SL, would be just simply to wait. And not risk it. Pollo Loco, one of the most deadly players. Oh no, he sprinted without 80 yet. Pollo, my man. S7, K8. With a clutch play. He's going down into the trenches. Gonna wait for his OP, or maybe he already has one. No, he's got a stopwatch out. He's gonna build one here. Mac coming in behind him. Okay, that outpost is potentially visible to Mac. Mac takes... Okay, they traded. Or someone else took him out. Not quite clear. But that outpost is there. It's a good position. It's far enough away that it can't get proxy capped by Esprit players on the other side of this hedge. And we'll see what happens here. Pollo Loco versus Spawn Wave. Probably about 10 seconds left before a couple of players come off that OP. Pollo goes down before the Spawn Wave comes in. It's good news for the VLK players in that squad. How many of them are coming off? Okay, only 3. Butters and Mac go down instantly. This is good news for VLK. They're getting back in this fight. At least this side. Raven says, no thank you. MG42 burst told him that wasn't a good idea. I'm with you, buddy. I wouldn't have done that either. A lot of smoke. Good use of smoke. Really good use of smoke. I see Amber commenting, you go for the FedEx for the 4 smokes. Yeah, I know. Still don't think it's worth it, though. Unless you're throwing them and then redeploying. Martin going up there against Butters. Martin goes down. Traffic goes down. Ooh, good rocket. I'm gonna guess that was... Oh, it was Fiskenzi. I thought maybe it was Raptor. Good rocket. Butters goes down. All right, VLK has established ownership of this area, and they have pushed up. D-Word's probably gonna have an OP shortly where he is. I like this. I like this play by VLK. This is probably one of the better escapes from a box out that I have seen. We will see if it materializes into any real threat to the point. That remains to be seen, but step 1 was don't stay boxed out, and step 1 has been successfully completed. Let's get a different angle here. Oh, Pollo's going after that OP. Did he get it with the grenade? Nope. That OP remains alive and well. I'm sure it's been marked. Yep. Even though it's marked, there's not much Esprit can do about it. Well, speaking of outposts, let's see where the Esprit Core outpost is. How far are the players running in from? Scab going out in the open field there for a second, takes out 3 of them. That'll set back the VLK push a little bit. Ziggy just opted to hold the angle. Playing free safety. Noctis coming in to reinforce. And Mac is running from map edge, which tells me the OP is either back there or it got wiped and he had to come off of a garrison. Significant reinforcement here coming in with another MG for the chickens and Scheller. Scheller came in from strong point direction. I'm going to guess that's where he's going to keep his outpost. And he's just going to make the journey every time on foot. Esprit Core wants that OP dead. And now they're making a significant push on it. Scavsuka and Noctis and Butters are all now within grenade range, as is Poyo. If they know where it is, I think we just saw it go down. Okay, that was it right there. It wasn't down before, but it is now. Yeah, okay, OP gets wiped. And the squad leader's not there. Raven's the only one alive. And that's going to reset that whole attack. And with only 5 minutes and change on the clock, unlikely that would get reestablished and then fully utilized in time. Raven's just going to try to make some trouble here. That's all he can hope to do. Yeah, he goes down. Just alone there by yourself. All right, let's revisit our friends in the wheat field here. Got some ships passing in the night, it looks like. Esprit de Corps allowing VLK to get up into the wheat field. Sandry goes down. Well, looks like the gentleman on this side of the map took care of that threat. VLK trying to use smokes to get up. That's all they can really do here. They're using it well. And let's zoom back here and get a sense of how things are looking. As you can see, we have returned to just about a full box out. If Noctis and Clownface are able to move up there, they'll be able to shut down that garrison on the eastern side, and then we'll see basically every spawn come west here. And I think we're going to see that because I don't think Raven's going to hold back everybody. Oh, he's got some reinforcements. That's no knock on Raven, just a lot to ask of one player. All right, now we got ourselves a real fight. And this hedgerow right here is basically the line of contact. This is about as far up as Spree can push. I think they have a little bit of a grace window, or any team has a bit of a grace window, a couple of seconds to step out of bounds, and then they have to reestablish, or like a player in the NFL going out of bounds. But if they go out of bounds for too long, they can be kicked. They will be kicked by referees. There's one referee on each side, making sure the rules are observed. I have not spotted any rule violations from either team that I've seen, at least in these matches. Both teams seem to be observing the rules fairly, best of my knowledge. Both teams are pretty, we'll say, experienced in this format, so unlikely to see an accidental rule violation. But you never know. A couple of new players, at least for Spree, that I don't know if they've played in this tournament before, or this type of tournament before, and I don't know the roster well enough on VLK to know who's a veteran and who's newer. Yeah, looks like VLK has opted for some very conservative outposts just for the sake of time, which is what I was discussing earlier. Makes sense to me. You don't gain much in positioning, but 20-second versus 40-second cooldown on the spawn is pretty significant at this point. Ziggy's made it up to the line. He's the only one for Spree, though. Oh, nope, I stand corrected. Quite loco, just watching that out, that garrison. So I don't think we're going to see much on that garrison. If anyone does come in, they're not long for this world. Oh, here they go. 1, 2, 3. And somebody gives up, even though Trifid is trying to revive him. Trifid's going to try to get Raven up. Poyo, you might be over the line. No, he's not. Okay, he's good. He's good. I stand corrected. My apologies. Esprit de Corps marking the garrison, which is more of a cautionary. Don't throw a rocket that direction. All right, Trifid gets Raven up, but Raven goes down, and they are extinguished on that side. Yeah, they're marking the garrison to make sure people know don't shoot rockets there. All right, under 2 minutes left to play. Oh, a full... What? They're still spawning here? Why? 2 go down. Is anyone going to survive this? No. Why would you spawn here? Communicate amongst your team. This is a lost cause. Don't come down here. The only thing that's going to open this up is if Poyo runs out of ammo. Oh, and Fearnot's here now too. Okay, yeah, this is... I'm just watching this just to see if this happens one more time. I hope for VLK's sake it doesn't. It's just... What are you doing? Guys. Oh my gosh. Talk to each other. It's the same, what am I saying? Talk to each other. It's the same guys. It's not working. It's not working. Try something else. Will we see one more spawn wave off this? Well, 30 seconds left to play, and I mean, this is GG here, so let's see if we see another massacre. Try and keep the other spawn in frame there, top right. No, I don't think they're going to do it. I think they finally learned. All right, well, GG to both teams here. Well played. Yeah, here comes the whole spawn wave up on the upper right. Well played both games, landing in Esprit de Corps' favor. VLK had, in both games, had really good counter plays to try to break out of the box out that did work at breaking the box out temporarily, but did not ultimately result in a change of the score, but well played regardless. And I want to say hats off to both teams for a well played game. Thanks for playing in the tournament and providing us with about an hour or so of something real fun to watch. So thanks for joining us on the stream. If you haven't been here before, I'm General T. I'm a member of Esprit de Corps, and I often stream the 18 vs 18 matches, and glad to have you on the stream. And hope you're back next time. And you have a great day. All right, folks, we'll call it there. Have a good one.